How much more can my soul take? How much bend before the break? I need you now to stand and fight. I need my Savior by my side.
So, I don't know, this song kind of started 4 years ago, I think, through an experience I had. I lost my voice, developed nodes on my vocal cords, and went in, got scoped and everything. And they said we could do surgery, or you could just not talk for a couple months and we'll see if it goes down. And so I chose the non-surgical path and didn't talk other than a few little whispers to my family. And it was brutal. I think through the process, it was definitely the most lonely I've ever felt, the most isolated I've ever felt. You know, I walked around with a whiteboard for a while, just writing stuff down. I just kind of pulled back and regressed even more internally. And all this time, you know, I've been leading worship at our church for, I think at that point, 12 years or so, and came to this place where I'm like, God, are you trying to tell me I need to move out of this? And maybe you have something else for me, or maybe there's someone else you have for this church to lead and shepherd in this next season. And so through a lot of prayer, and even as my voice began to come back, talking wise, not even singing wise, just kind of felt like, okay, I guess this is what God wants. And so I stepped out of music. I just found myself really empty, because that place of music, which is so important to me, was empty. And it was not being used. I had nothing. So I started to sing more and, on my own. And my friend Jake asked if I would come with him to Nashville. He was going on a writing trip out there, a songwriting trip, and he said, hey, why don't you come with me? We'd love to have you be a part of this. And so I went with him and some buddies, and we went out, and for 3 days of songwriting with complete strangers that I'd never met before, but it was really cool. And I ended up sitting down with a guy named Colby and a guy named Micah, and we just talked for a little bit, just kind of shared hearts, and I ended up sharing my story. And this song, Captive Heart, just kind of came from that. It was kind of an overflow. It was almost a release. Those first lines, how much more can my soul take? How much bend before the break, was, I just wanted to capture that moment of how it felt, and really it wasn't just a moment, it was a season. It's just literally how it felt. How much more can I take right now? And so the song kind of outpoured from those emotions, and Colby and Micah were so amazing. They just felt like they understood. And so the words that came from that time and that writing, it was a really accurate and intimate and honest picture of how it felt. It was interesting writing it. You know, you have that moment where it does seem hopeless, but I also knew, and there was just kind of a peace that came over me, at least in the writing, of just like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. I have you. In fact, I've had you this whole time. You might not have felt it, but I've got you, and you're gonna make it, and it's gonna be fine. And I've got things on the horizon that you can't see, and you're just gonna have to trust me with.